Today I've come to Cannes to speak to Anne Naylor. Hello, Anne.
Hello, Anna. Wonderful to meet you at last.
Finally, finally.
Yeah.
Anne, so we get a better description of what you do, an understanding of what you do. Please tell me about what you do.
Okay, well, I'm going to start by giving you the mission statement, which I know is a little bit hackneyed, but anyway, the mission statement I've been working with for the past quite a few years. And it goes, I'm building a better world on a solid foundation of individual health, wealth and happiness, and the appreciation of human value. So that informs all that I do. So it is a lot about the appreciation of human value, this key spirit that I see, the human spirit that we all are and all have. And then relative to the articles that I write, that I know you're familiar and your readers are familiar with,
Yes,
the Huffington Post articles, the intention I have for all of those is to inspire fresh hope and confidence in my readers. So it's a way of awakening the spirit in people so that they feel able to cope with their lives in a better way.
When you tell people what you do, and in particular your role as a reverend, what is the reaction you get from people?
I think people expect I'm going to wear a dog collar. And
Well, that's the first thing I would have thought of.
and be very holy.
It's not quite like that, though, is it?
Not quite. No, because my ministry takes me to ordinary people at everyday level. So it's not about just sort of being in a church and delivering a service and a sermon and this kind of thing. It's much more, a lot of the times my ministry is a silent ministry. So I'm talking to people in an ordinary way and listening to them, but listening for their spirit and offering comfort, encouragement and inspiration, that kind of a thing. So I only really have used the reverend for doing the wedding ceremonies where it's appropriate. People understand, oh, you're ordained, and they want an ordained minister to conduct their wedding ceremony, because there's a bit more to it.
And what led you to becoming a wedding celebrant? Because you do quite a lot of weddings.
Yeah, I do. Well, it's kind of I was thinking about this. Quite an interesting progression. Years ago, when I was living near Vence, I used to go to the Place Clemenceau in Vence, which has the mairie and also the church. And I used to go on a Saturday afternoon to watch weddings, because I just really love them. And then it was about 2003 when I met a friend who similarly ordained to me, and I was asking her what she did. She said, oh, I do wedding ceremonies. And she said, why did you think about doing that? And she's in the States. And I just thought, yes, that would be really great. I'd love to do wedding ceremonies, and met a wedding planner down here. And my first ceremonies are all with him. And then I branched out because people got to hear about what I was doing and that I do something a little bit different. And so it kind of grew
It's certainly unique, particularly being a woman as well.
Partly, yes, being a woman, but also I go into quite a lot of detail with people. I mean, I have a simple ceremony that people can, and I don't go into a lot of detail necessarily with the simplest ones, but I've done mixed faith ceremonies, so I've done mixed Catholic and Muslim ceremonies. I did a ceremony with a Palestinian groom and a Protestant bride from England. I've done a lot of mixed faith, and what I've learned to do is I interview people very closely. I want to get a sense of who they are and why they're, or how they're special for each other, and how their wedding and their marriage is going to be different and special.
So is there one thing that you tell couples that would help them to keep their marriage alive forever? Because forever is a long time these days.
It is, although I have to say most of the people I'm meeting these days are emotionally mature, which is, I don't think is always
that's
been the case.
interesting.
And I also am reading that divorce levels are going down. I think people are much more thoughtful about marrying and taking or getting a greater understanding about what the commitment means, because it's no small thing to commit to love a person for the rest of your life. I mean, it is a big commitment to make, and I think
it's challenging.
No, it is challenging because you don't know what's around the next corner and how you can still love someone when things are difficult. But I don't have one thing; I have four.
Interesting.
Because and four just to start with, because I think there are a lot of things, but these are four. And there was an article I wrote fairly recently about how you turn romance into lifelong love. And so the four things that I think are friendship. You need to be able to trust and feel you have a really good friendship with your partner. Communication is so important, and that's listening and communicating and feeling safe to communicate with the other person. If you feel in any way threatened, that can shut down communication. So you need to feel safe to communicate well. Physical touch, not just sex, but you are affectionate and you can show affection
Create that bond.
It is the bond. We're physical beings. We need to feel that we're safe. We can hold one another. And you rub your partner's back at night, or you massage their feet, or those little things. They can communicate so much. So physical touch, and then finally, but these are in no order really, shared values, and that you plan your future together. So you can think, where would we like to be in 5 years or 10 years? How important is the family for us? How are we going to manage our finances together when values and finances tie in together? So people need to be able to talk these things through before committing for a lifelong partnership. And those, I think, are just really important, that you know where you stand with the person and you are going in the same direction. It's not necessarily looking at each other, which some people romantically think, oh, no, we love, It's like you're looking in the same direction together.
And you're also an inspirational speaker and writer, and you have a regular column in the Huffington Post.
Yeah.
How do you come about to write all these topics every week?
Well, the word is inspiration. I literally, on a Monday, they post as, they go up on the weekend. And so for that week, from Monday to Friday, I'm with whatever the topic is. And on Monday, I can wake up, I have no idea what I'm going to write about today. And I literally ask for inspiration.
Is it like a eureka moment or something?
Sort of. Or just like, as I meditate every day, so sometimes in my meditation, like a title comes to mind, or a theme, or it may be something that's topical because something's going on in the world, like the Tiger Woods story, and so I've wrote something around that. Or it's a time of the year, Valentine's Day, or Christmas
something
time.
Topical.
So it can be something topical,
away.
Which is, and then I take a certain angle with it. Or it may be just something like, and I'd say, it's nothing like being, if you're really unknown, if you really face the unknown and say, I don't know what to do here, I have no idea what I'm going to write about.
That in itself could be a topic, couldn't it?
Well, yes, indeed. And then something shows up. And it's that willingness, I think, to be absolutely open and willing not to know. But that is true for life generally, to be willing not to, when you're willing not to know about what tomorrow brings, well, tomorrow's going to bring something, isn't it, because it shows up, generally speaking. It has done so far, anyway. But it's that willingness to not just be open for anything, but what's the best I can do here? What is it people, I asked kind of the question, what is it that would really serve people this week? What is it that, even if it's only one person, what is it that one person could really benefit from hearing this week?
And that certainly does come across in every piece that I've read. And I've read every single one of them.
Good for you. All 104 now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in something I read on your website that I found. You said that you discovered that you had a gift for assisting people in recognising and achieving more of what they truly want in their personal and professional life. Would you like to tell me more about that?
Yeah. That's the.
It's a bold statement.
It is a bold statement, but that's based on my experience. I started working with people in 1982, I think it was, so nearly 30 years. And what I found was that I had a way, and I was saying this a little bit earlier, of tuning into what's positive in people. And I used to call it the inner beauty or the strengths. And so people would, in a consultation process, it takes 2 hours, and it always has. That just seems to be the length of time that it was needed. It's not the same as coaching, because I tend not to do a series of sessions. Usually one is enough. And what I do, I'd obviously have to hear the issue that was going on, whatever the block was or what had brought them to see me. But as much as they were talking, I'd be looking behind the issue or the block to see what was emerging from it. So I was looking for the truth within that person.
It's almost as though you unlock the key to the soul, isn't it, really?
Well, it's a nice way of putting it, and I'd like to think I was doing something like that in a way. Yes.
And you're a very passionate person, and you certainly are living the dream here in Cannes.
I know.
If you could leave a legacy, what would that be?
I thought about this. This is a difficult question. I suppose, on the one hand, if I can, in some small ways, make the world a better place, if I can make a few people happier, if I can write things which help people get through the day, and I'm doing all of that. And so I think that's an aspect of the legacy. And if I can, at the same time as improving my own lot in life, improve that of others, there may be another book. I don't have it at the moment, but there could be a book which I hope might help people. That's about what I have on that.
You seem very contented And that's the main thing.
I think I
that
have
you
contentment, I have
emanate
gratitude.
that.
Oh, good.
You do emanate that, you do feel that.
Yeah.
It's taken me quite a few years to meet you face to face, although I
know
felt
it.
like I've known you forever anyway.
Yeah.
And it's been an absolute pleasure. And Naylor, thank you so much for inviting me to your home.
Oh, it's such a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you very much for
Thank
finally
you.
coming here, and
Thank
I
you
really
very much,
enjoyed
Anne.
talking with you. Thank you.